The world is facing an energy crunch as the supply of natural gas, coal and other energy sources fails to adequately satisfy demand. Natural gas prices have risen multifold in Europe this year while several factories in China have shut down due to power disruptions linked to the short supply of coal. The UK, meanwhile, has witnessed many of its fuel pumps running dry and the country's military has been called in to prevent any violence. India's power plants are also running on critically low coal stocks. The prices of natural gas, oil, coal and other energy sources have hit multi-year highs recently. The price of natural gas in Europe, for instance, has risen by over 400% since the beginning of the year while the price of electricity has risen by over 250%. China's factory output in September shrunk for the first time in 18 months, thus putting the brakes on the country's recovery from the coronavirus pandemic, owing to power disruptions caused by inadequate coal supplies. The Chinese government has resorted to rationing power to manage the crisis. Since energy prices affect economic decisions across the supply chain, the rise in prices has had a significant impact on economies with many companies in Europe and Asia shutting down unable to bear high energy costs. The price of domestic natural gas in India, which was hiked by over 60% last week, too has risen in tandem with international prices. Domestic coal prices set by Coal India, however, have failed to rise despite rising global prices. Thermal plants that run on imported coal have slashed imports due to rising prices and this is expected to lead to a drop in power production. What has led to the energy crisis? Analysts have attributed the rise in global energy prices to several factors. Some see the rise as driven primarily by the bounce back witnessed in consumer demand as economic activity returns to normal after the pandemic. Production, however, has failed to bounce back as quickly due to disruptions to the supply chain caused by the pandemic, it is said. The shortage of truck drivers who ferry fuel to pumps due to Brexit and restrictions imposed due to the pandemic, for instance, has been seen as a major cause behind the UK's fuel crisis. Other analysts see the rise in energy prices as an example of greenflation, caused by increasing restrictions placed by governments on traditional energy sources. Government regulators have in recent years increasingly worked towards encouraging renewable sources of energy in order to meet global emission targets.